Alex Harper stared at the endless black of space, feeling a mix of awe and worry. The alien station floated silently above the green and orange clouds of the gas giant below. He had been sent here as part of a routine inspection. The station was abandoned, or so the humans thought. But it still held secrets. Alex was an engineer. He knew machines, circuits, and energy systems better than most people. But even with all his skills, the station felt intimidating. It was huge, far bigger than anything humans had built in orbit. Strange lights blinked along its edges, and metallic surfaces reflected the distant sun in flashes of silver. He checked his suit and the small pack of tools strapped to his back. Everything seemed fine. The transport shuttle was supposed to pick him up in a few hours. Routine inspection, routine data collection, routine return to Earth. That was the plan. The airlock hissed as he stepped inside the station. Immediately, he noticed how quiet it was. No hum of engines. No chatter of alien voices. Only the soft sound of his boots, echoing on the metallic floor. The walls were covered in panels with lights and symbols that he did not recognize. The designs were not like human technology. They were advanced, elegant, and very different, yet somehow he could sense the logic behind them. Alex moved carefully, testing the panels with the small tools he carried. A door slid open with a hiss at his touch. He entered a long corridor. The station seemed deserted, yet he felt a strange presence, as if someone or something was watching him. Hours passed as Alex walked through the station. He checked the main control rooms, the docking bays, and the storage areas. Nothing seemed broken at first. Everything was in an advanced standby mode. But as he approached the engine core, a sudden vibration shook the floor. Warning lights blinked red, and a siren rang for a few seconds. Then, everything went dark. Alex froze. "What the?" he muttered, reaching for his flashlight. The panel in front of him displayed a warning message he could not read. It looked like alien writing, flowing and angular. But the symbols shifted slightly as he looked at them, like they were alive. A mechanical voice spoke from somewhere in the station. He did not understand the words, but the tone was urgent. Then, suddenly, a hatch on the other side of the engine core opened, and a small transport drone whizzed past him, carrying a crate. Alex ran after it, trying to follow the drone. But the station seemed to change around him. Doors that were open before were now locked. Lights flickered. He realized something shocking. The station was running a protocol he did not know about, and he was not part of it. He tried to communicate with the shuttle. "This is Alex Harper. Do you copy?" he shouted into the comm, hoping for a response. Only static answered him. He checked the controls, tried to send a signal, but nothing worked. The station seemed to block all external communications. Panic rose in his chest. He was alone, stranded, and the aliens were gone. Alex leaned against a wall, taking a deep breath. He had trained for emergencies, but this was not an emergency he had prepared for. He looked around the corridor. It was long, dark, and twisting. Every panel he touched was active in some way, moving, shifting, but not helping him. He had a choice: wait and hope the aliens returned, or try to understand the station himself. He chose the second option. Alex walked to the nearest control panel. He ran his fingers along the smooth surface, feeling vibrations beneath his fingertips. He pressed a few buttons at random, trying to see if he could trigger a response. The screen flickered, showing a map of the station. Rooms, corridors, and strange symbols appeared. One section of the station, marked in red, seemed to be the source of the vibrations. He decided to go there. The corridor led him to a large chamber. Inside, massive engines filled the room. They were unlike anything he had ever seen. They glowed with an internal light that pulsed like a heartbeat. Pipes and wires ran in patterns that made sense only to the aliens. Yet Alex could see the similarities with human machines. Energy flowed, pressure built, heat moved through conduits. He could understand the basic principles, even if the details were foreign. Alex took out his tools and began examining the engines. He found a control panel with symbols he could manipulate. By pressing the right combination, he managed to slow the pulse of one engine. Sparks flew, but the system calmed. He realized that if he could control these engines, he could stabilize the station. Hours turned into a day as he worked. He slept in a small chamber that seemed safe, waking every few hours to check the panels. Food rations ran low, but he rationed carefully. He kept notes on everything he touched, marking patterns he noticed. As he explored more of the station, he found strange alien artifacts. Some were machines for studying energy. Others looked like research tools for biology. He had no idea what most of them did. He touched one device, and a holographic projection appeared, showing an alien star system he did not recognize. He studied it, fascinated. Even in danger, Alex could not help but marvel at the intelligence behind these creations. At night, the loneliness hit him hardest. The station was silent except for the hum of machinery. He missed Earth, missed human voices, but he also felt a strange thrill. No human had ever been left alone on a station like this. No human had ever tried to understand it fully. He was the first. On the second day, Alex discovered the station's AI. Its interface appeared as a soft blue light in one of the labs. It spoke in a language he could not understand. At first, it seemed hostile. Lights flashed red, and doors locked as he approached. But when Alex repaired a small power unit near it, the AI's tone shifted. It blinked in acknowledgement. He had helped it. For the first time, he felt he had an ally. The AI, which he named Lyra, communicated through lights and symbols at first. Gradually, he learned to interpret its signals. Lyra showed him parts of the station he had not yet seen. She guided him to repair systems he would not have found alone. She even warned him when parts of the station were dangerous. Alex began to think differently. He realized that being stranded might not be the worst thing. The station was vast, powerful, and full of knowledge. If he could learn its systems, he could make something incredible happen. He could survive here. He could even thrive. One day, while checking the docking bay, Alex noticed damage from what he guessed was an old asteroid strike. The bay doors were dented, and the docking clamps were broken. With careful adjustments, he managed to fix the clamps using parts from another section. He watched the bay doors open and close smoothly. A small victory, but it felt like a major achievement. Over the next few days, Alex explored more of the station with Lyra's guidance. He found labs full of experiments and chambers for energy storage. He discovered that the station had the power to control satellites, energy beams, and even small ships. He had the tools to survive, and maybe more. One evening, he sat in the control room, staring at the stars outside. He thought about the aliens who had abandoned him. They had assumed he was weak, that a human alone could not manage their station. They had been wrong. Humans were clever, adaptable, and persistent. He smiled. Maybe being stranded was exactly what he needed to prove it. Alex began sketching plans for the station. He did not just want to survive. He wanted to improve it. If he could rebuild and upgrade the station, he could create a place humans could use in the future. It was a dream, but now he believed it was possible. For the first time, Alex Harper felt excitement. Fear had not left him, but it had changed. He was no longer just a stranded engineer. He was an explorer, a builder, and a human in a place that had never imagined a human could take control. As he prepared for another day of work, he looked at the engine core. The pulsing light reflected in his eyes. "I can do this," he whispered. I will survive. And maybe, just maybe, I will show them what humans are capable of. The station hummed around him, alive and waiting. And Alex Harper, abandoned, alone, and determined, began the journey of turning a trap into a triumph. Alex Harper woke early, the soft hum of the station filling the room. His body ached from hours of exploring and repairing, but his mind was alive with ideas. The first part of the station he had explored was stable now, but he knew that this was only the beginning. The station was huge, with many sections still unexplored. He had learned one thing clearly. If he wanted to survive, he had to understand it fully. With Lyra's guidance, he started mapping the station. Each corridor, each engine room, each lab was carefully noted. He created his own system of marks and sketches on paper and in a small digital pad he had brought with him. The AI seemed to respond to his organized approach, projecting small holographic symbols that confirmed his mapping. Together, they created a rough blueprint of the station. Alex decided to explore the research section next. He had noticed a series of doors with glowing green panels during his first day, but they had remained locked. Today, he hoped Lyra could help him access them. As he approached, the panels blinked rapidly, and a low mechanical voice echoed through the chamber. Lyra responded with a calm blue light, indicating it was safe to proceed. Alex touched the panel, following the patterns Lyra suggested. The doors hissed open slowly, revealing a room filled with strange machines and glowing crystals. The machines were unlike anything he had ever seen. Some pulsed with light. Others rotated slowly, like they were examining something. A few had screens with symbols that changed constantly. Alex walked carefully, touching nothing he did not understand. He realized that these devices were collecting energy from the gas giant outside. Pipes ran from the windows of the room to the engine section, carrying glowing liquid that pulsed with power. This station is more advanced than I thought, Alex whispered to himself, and it could do a lot more than anyone imagined. Lyra flickered beside him, projecting a soft light on the pipes. Alex followed its signals, discovering small leaks and inefficiencies. Using a combination of human engineering and alien materials, he patched the leaks and improved the flow of energy. The machines responded immediately. Lights glowed brighter, systems stabilized, and a quiet vibration ran through the floor. Alex could feel the station responding to him, almost as if it recognized him. As the day went on, Alex explored other labs. Some were filled with equipment that seemed designed for biological experiments. He did not touch much here, but he noted every detail. In one room, he found containers with alien plants, some floating in liquid. In another, there were tanks with strange creatures that moved slowly, almost like they were in suspended animation. Alex felt a mixture of curiosity and caution. He did not want to interfere with life forms he did not understand. By the end of the second day, Alex realized something important. The station was not just a place to survive. It was a hub of knowledge. Every machine, every lab, every corridor held information that could help humans learn and grow. He thought about Earth, about the humans who might never see this place, and he felt a sudden determination. If he could control the station, he could protect this knowledge and maybe share it someday. Alex spent the next several days working with Lyra to repair and stabilize the station. He discovered that many systems had gone offline over time, but none were beyond repair. He learned to read some of the alien symbols, recognizing patterns that repeated in the engines, energy collectors, and control panels. The more he worked, the more confident he became. The fear he had felt when abandoned slowly faded, replaced by focus and determination. One morning, as he was checking the energy conduits, Alex noticed a small anomaly. A section of the station seemed to be drawing far more power than necessary. He traced the conduit to a hidden chamber deep within the station. The entrance was covered by a panel that had not been used in decades. With Lyra's help, he opened it. Inside, he found a large core, pulsing with blue and white light. It was unlike anything else in the station. Machines surrounded it, all connected by glowing wires and tubes. Alex could feel the energy radiating from it, and he realized that this core might be the key to the station's full power. If he could control it, he could operate every system in the station. Alex studied the core carefully. He touched a panel, and a holographic interface appeared. Symbols shifted, forming patterns that he could slowly understand. Using logic and intuition, he began experimenting. At first, nothing happened. But then, a small spark of light ran through the core, and the room hummed with energy. Alex smiled. He had activated it. Over the next several hours, he worked tirelessly, carefully adjusting the core. He learned that it stored massive amounts of energy and could distribute it to the entire station. He also realized that the aliens had left it dormant to prevent anyone from controlling it. But now, with patience and care, Alex was unlocking its potential. As he worked, he noticed something else. The station seemed to respond to his presence in a subtle way. Doors that had been stubbornly locked opened more easily. Lights pulsed in patterns that matched his movements. Even Lyra's interface seemed more active, projecting symbols that indicated approval. It was as if the station itself recognized him as the new operator. Alex spent the following week exploring the hidden areas around the core. He found storage rooms filled with alien tools, spare parts, and energy modules. He experimented with combining alien technology with his own engineering ideas. Simple changes like rerouting energy lines, reinforcing structural beams, or recalibrating sensors made the station more efficient. Each success gave him a sense of accomplishment. Each failure taught him more about the alien systems. One day, while repairing a damaged energy conduit, Alex noticed a small hatch that led to the observation deck. The deck had a massive window overlooking the gas giant. As he stepped onto it, he realized how isolated he was. The planet below was beautiful, but unwelcoming. He thought about Earth, about humans, and about how alone he truly was. But instead of fear, he felt determination. He was learning, surviving, and growing stronger every day. Alex also discovered that the station had automated defense systems. Small drones patrolled corridors. Energy barriers could seal off entire sections. These systems had been offline, but now that he understood the station better, he began reactivating them. He did not want to fight anyone, but he wanted to be prepared if the aliens or anyone else returned. Humans were clever, adaptable, and persistent. He had no intention of being caught unprepared. By the second week, Alex's work began to attract attention beyond the station. Sensors picked up distant patrol ships, moving near the station. The aliens had not forgotten it completely. They were surprised to see activity where there should have been none. Alex realized that he was no longer just a survivor. He was now a presence that could not be ignored. One evening, after a long day of repairs, Alex sat in the observation deck. Lyra projected a soft blue light beside him, showing patterns of energy flow throughout the station. Alex studied them carefully. He realized that if he could stabilize the energy core fully, he could not only power the station indefinitely, but also enhance its capabilities far beyond what the aliens had designed. The idea excited him. He imagined creating a place where humans could learn from alien technology, a hub of knowledge and engineering. It would take time, skill, and patience, but he knew it was possible. Humans were resourceful, creative, and brave. If anyone could do it, it was him. As he worked late into the night, Alex reflected on how much had changed. When he first arrived, he had felt fear, loneliness, and helplessness. Now, he felt control, purpose, and a sense of achievement. The station was no longer just a challenge. It was an opportunity, and he intended to make the most of it. Days turned into weeks. Alex worked tirelessly, repairing, upgrading, and exploring. Lyra became more than an assistant. It became a partner, projecting information, analyzing systems, and even offering suggestions. Together, they discovered hidden chambers, secret passages, and forgotten machines. Alex marveled at the intelligence and precision of the alien engineers. But he also realized something important. Humans had something the aliens did not: creativity, adaptability, courage. One morning, while exploring a lower section of the station, Alex found a room filled with alien maps, charts, and star system projections. He recognized several planets that humans had charted. Some systems were unknown to humanity. He realized that the station was part of a larger network, designed to monitor and control regions of space. The potential of what he had discovered was staggering. Alex spent hours studying the maps. He marked regions that could be useful to humans. He made notes on energy sources, possible docking points, and safe passages through asteroid fields. He imagined the day when humans might finally reach this station and benefit from his work. The thought motivated him to continue, even when exhaustion weighed on his body. By the end of the second month, the station was stable, functional, and under his control. The energy core pulsed steadily. Systems hummed efficiently. Defense drones patrolled with precision. Even the research labs were operational. Alex Harper, abandoned and alone, had turned a deserted alien station into a fully functional hub. He stood in the control room, looking at the holographic interface that showed the entire station. He smiled. Humans had been underestimated. The aliens had thought a single human could do nothing. They had been wrong. Alex whispered to Lyra, "We've done it." For the first time, he felt truly powerful. Not because he had weapons or advanced technology, but because he had human ingenuity, determination, and courage. The station was alive under his hands, and he knew that soon, humans would no longer be ignored in the galaxy. Alex Harper had grown used to the station now. The fear he had felt when first abandoned was gone, replaced by a quiet confidence. He had explored most sections, repaired damaged systems, and stabilized the energy core. Yet, every day, he discovered something new. Every corridor held a secret. Every machine whispered possibilities. He realized that this station was not just a place to survive. It was a place to create, to innovate, and to show what humans could do when left to their own devices. With Lyra's help, Alex began making upgrades. He had learned the alien systems well enough to improve them. He reinforced the structural beams with materials he found in storage, rerouted energy conduits for better efficiency, and repaired long-dormant drones that could patrol and maintain the station. He even built small human-style drones, using alien power cores to help him with repairs in hard-to-reach areas. One morning, as he checked the energy distribution system, Alex realized he could push the station's capabilities further. The core had more potential than he had tapped into. With careful adjustments, he could increase power output without risking an overload. He spent hours recalibrating the conduits, running tests, and monitoring the results. By evening, the station hummed with a quiet power that felt alive. Alex smiled. He had made it stronger than it had ever been. Exploring the station further, he discovered the central communications hub. The panels here were more complex than any he had seen, with alien symbols that shifted constantly. Alex studied them carefully. He realized that the station had been designed to communicate across vast distances, even between star systems. Humans had no technology like this. The possibilities were exciting. He could send messages, gather information, and maybe even make contact with other humans or alien stations. He began experimenting with the communication system, guided by Lyra. At first, the messages were just signals, simple pulses of energy. But slowly, he learned to encode information using the alien interface. He sent a test signal into space, hoping for no response. For hours, nothing happened. Then, a faint signal returned, carrying energy readings from a nearby system. Alex realized he had just tapped into an interstellar network. "This is incredible," he whispered. Humans could learn so much from this. Over the next few days, Alex focused on the station's defense systems. The drones had been repaired, but their patrol routes were simple. He reprogrammed them to cover the entire station efficiently. Energy shields, previously used only for emergencies, were now fully operational and could cover the entire station. He added fail-safes so that if a breach occurred, sections could seal off automatically. Even Lyra seemed impressed, projecting a series of symbols that Alex interpreted as approval. One evening, while monitoring the patrol drones, Alex noticed a small ship approaching the station. It was sleek and unfamiliar, flying slowly and cautiously. The station's sensors marked it as an alien vessel, one that might be part of the group that had abandoned him. Alex's heart raced. He had not expected visitors so soon. He activated the shields and prepared the defense drones, but he did not want to fight. Humans were clever, yes, but he did not want to risk damaging the station or himself. Instead, he decided to see if he could communicate first. Using the newly repaired communication hub, he sent a signal. The ship paused. Lights blinked. Then, slowly, the vessel approached a docking bay, and a small hatch opened. Two aliens stepped out. They were tall, with skin that shimmered slightly in the station's light. Their eyes were large and reflective, and their bodies moved with grace. They seemed cautious, but curious. Alex held up his hands, showing he meant no harm. "I am Alex Harper," he said clearly. "I am the engineer left here. I have repaired and stabilized the station. I wish to cooperate, not fight." The aliens exchanged glances. One of them stepped forward and activated a device that projected symbols in the air. Alex watched carefully, recognizing some patterns he had learned. They were asking questions, testing him, trying to understand who he was and what he had done. Alex smiled slightly. "I can show you the station. You will see it is under control. No harm will come to you." With Lyra's assistance, he guided the aliens through the station. They observed quietly, their expressions unreadable at first. Then, slowly, their movements became less cautious. They examined the energy core, the communications hub, the defense systems. They saw drones working, shields stabilizing, and systems running efficiently. Finally, one alien approached Alex directly. It touched a panel near the core, activating a holographic display. Symbols flowed across it, showing energy levels, maintenance logs, and system status. The alien seemed impressed. Alex realized they had not expected a human to manage all of this. They had underestimated him. Over the next few days, Alex worked with the aliens, explaining what he had done using simple demonstrations and patterns they could understand. He showed them how he repaired the core, stabilized the energy systems, and optimized the drones. Lyra projected translations of his actions, helping the aliens grasp the concept. The aliens were silent at first, then one of them spoke, carefully forming words in a limited human language they had learned from past encounters. "You understand the station. You control it. This is unusual." Alex nodded. "I had to. Survival required it. But now the station is stable and secure. We can work together if you wish." The aliens exchanged glances. Then, slowly, they began to assist him. offering insights into systems he had not fully explored. Together, they repaired hidden sections of the station, reactivated research labs, and improved energy efficiency. Alex realized that while humans were clever, collaboration could bring even greater results. During this time, Alex also discovered a series of hidden storage rooms filled with alien artifacts, tools, and experimental devices. Some of the devices could manipulate gravity, others could store massive amounts of energy, and a few seemed to analyze matter at the atomic level. Alex felt a rush of excitement. The station was not just a place to survive, it was a hub of power and knowledge. He began experimenting with these tools carefully. He reinforced structural beams with alien alloys, recalibrated energy conduits for better flow, and even built new drones using alien cores and human designs. Each improvement made the station stronger, faster, and more capable than before. One afternoon, Alex discovered a chamber he had not noticed before. It was deep within the station, behind layers of corridors and locked doors. Lyra warned him that the chamber had not been used in decades. Alex opened it carefully. Inside, he found a massive room filled with alien ships in storage. Some were damaged, some were small patrol craft, and one was a large vessel that seemed capable of interstellar travel. Alex's mind raced. These ships, combined with the station's energy systems, could make him a significant force. He realized that humans had never been given a chance in this region of space, and now he had the tools to change that. He did not think of conquest. He thought of survival, exploration, and proving human ingenuity. Over the next week, he repaired one of the smaller ships. He studied its systems carefully, noting similarities with the station's engines. With Lyra's help, he connected the ship to the station's energy core, creating a stable link that allowed the ship to operate even while docked. Alex realized that this could be a model for a fleet of ships controlled from the station, powered by its massive energy reserves. As he worked, he thought about Earth. Humans were clever, yes, but often underestimated. The aliens had abandoned him, assuming a human alone could not manage the station. They had been wrong. Humans were adaptable, inventive, and brave. If Alex could do all of this alone, what could humanity achieve with guidance, resources, and opportunity? One night, after a long day of repairs and experiments, Alex sat in the observation deck, looking at the gas giant below. Its storms swirled in brilliant colors, a reminder of the vastness of space and the isolation he had endured. But he no longer felt fear. He felt power, potential, and purpose. This station is no longer just theirs, he whispered to Lyra. It is ours, humanity's, and we are just getting started. By the end of Part 3, Alex had transformed the station from a deserted, abandoned hub into a fully functional, upgraded base. The aliens had recognized his skill and intelligence, and some were beginning to respect his abilities. The station was more than a shelter, it was a symbol of human ingenuity, a testament to what one determined human could achieve even in the face of abandonment and isolation. The final thought that night was clear in Alex's mind. Humans were underestimated. Yes, but underestimated people often became the most dangerous and capable ones. And Alex Harper, human engineer, was ready to prove it. Alex Harper stood on the main control deck of the station, looking out at the vast expanse of stars. The gas giant below spun in silent beauty, its storms painting the clouds with streaks of green and orange. The station was alive under his hands. Systems hummed efficiently. Drones patrolled silently. Shields glowed softly, and the energy core pulsed steadily. He had turned the abandoned alien station into a fully operational hub. He thought about how far he had come. When he first arrived, he had been terrified, alone, abandoned, and facing a station full of technology he could not understand. Now, he controlled it. He had stabilized the energy systems, repaired drones, reactivated labs, and even learned to operate the alien communication network. He had upgraded the station beyond what the aliens had expected. The two aliens who had stayed to assist him moved through the control room, examining his work. Their expressions were unreadable at first, but gradually, they showed signs of respect. Alex realized they had underestimated humans, assuming that a single person could do nothing. They had been wrong. Humans were creative, adaptable, and determined. He had proven that. Alex turned to Lyra, the station AI. The holographic light flickered, projecting symbols that he had learned to read. Lyra had become more than an assistant. It was a partner, guiding him, analyzing systems, and even learning from his human methods. Together, they had unlocked the station's full potential. "We are ready," Alex said quietly. "Ready for whatever comes next." Over the next few days, he tested the station's capabilities. He activated the communication array fully, sending signals into nearby star systems. He received data in return. Strange readings of energy patterns, traffic from unknown ships, and signals from distant research stations. The station had the power to monitor large areas of space, and Alex realized that humans could use this knowledge to protect themselves, to explore, and to understand the galaxy better than ever before. He also began testing the defensive systems. Drones moved in precise patterns. Energy shields responded to simulated breaches, and automated barriers sealed off corridors when activated. Alex realized that this station, once abandoned and dangerous, could now serve as a bastion of safety for humans. He could defend it against intruders, control access, and maintain order in ways humans had never imagined. One morning, sensors picked up movement near the station. A fleet of alien ships was approaching, faster and larger than any he had encountered before. They came in organized formations, scanning the space around the station. Alex's heart raced. These ships could be hostile, sent by the alien consortium that had abandoned him. But he did not panic. He had prepared for this moment. He activated the shields fully, sending energy pulses through the station's defensive grid. Drones moved into patrol positions, their sensors scanning for threats. Alex monitored the ships carefully, analyzing their movements and energy signatures. They were cautious, wary, but clearly curious about the station. Using the communication array, Alex sent a signal. It was simple, clear, and in a language the aliens had learned from past interactions with humans. "I am Alex Harper. I am in control of this station. I do not wish to fight. I seek cooperation." The fleet paused. A small scout ship detached from the group and approached the station slowly. The aliens inside activated a device projecting symbols into the air. Alex watched carefully. He recognized some of the patterns. They were testing him, checking his intentions and abilities. He responded with actions instead of words. Drones moved precisely. Shields activated and deactivated smoothly. Energy flowed efficiently, and the station hummed with power. The symbols in the air shifted, showing acknowledgement. The scout ship withdrew slightly, signaling that the message had been understood. Over the next few hours, more ships arrived. The aliens had come to see for themselves what a single human had accomplished. Alex guided them through the station, showing them the repaired engines, the stabilized energy core, and the upgraded research labs. He demonstrated how he had improved the drones and automated systems. The aliens were silent at first, their large eyes watching every move. Then, gradually, they began to show signs of respect. One of the larger ships opened a docking bay, and several aliens entered the station. Alex greeted them calmly. He spoke in the limited human language they understood, and Lyra assisted with translations. "You have done what we did not expect," one alien said, its voice calm but firm. "You control the station. You maintain it. You improve it. This is unusual. Alex nodded. I was abandoned here. I had to survive. I used my skills and learned your systems. Now the station is stable, functional, and secure. Humans are capable, adaptable, and intelligent. I am proof of that. The aliens studied him carefully. Alex could see their surprise. They had assumed that a human alone could never operate a station of this complexity. They had been wrong. Humans were not weaker, smaller, or less intelligent. They were resourceful, creative, and determined. Over the next few days, Alex negotiated with the alien fleet. He proposed cooperation instead of conflict. He offered to share the station's resources, knowledge, and systems if they agreed to peaceful collaboration. The aliens considered his offer. They analyzed the systems he had repaired, the energy flow, the upgraded drones, and the stabilized core. It was clear that the station was now fully under his control. Finally, the leader of the alien fleet stepped forward. You have proven your intelligence, skill, and determination. You have taken what we abandoned and turned it into something greater than we imagined. We recognize your ability. We offer partnership. Alex smiled. He had expected this moment, but it was still satisfying. I accept, he said. But know this. Humans are clever, creative, and adaptable. We can do more than you expect if given the chance. The aliens nodded. It was a quiet acknowledgement of respect. They had underestimated humans, and now they had learned a valuable lesson. Humans could survive, adapt, and improve in ways that even advanced alien civilizations did not anticipate. Alex spent the following weeks establishing protocols with the aliens. They shared knowledge, resources, and technology. Together, they improved the station further. Alex created new systems for energy collection, research, and defense. He also worked on communication protocols that could allow humans and aliens to cooperate across vast distances. During this time, he also prepared to contact Earth. He sent carefully coded signals, revealing the station's capabilities, the lessons he had learned, and the possibilities for human advancement. He knew that humanity would be surprised, perhaps even amazed, at what a single human had accomplished. The station became a hub of human-alien collaboration. Scientists, engineers, and explorers began to visit. They learned from the technology, studied the energy systems, and gained insights that humans had never had before. Alex became a symbol of human ingenuity, determination, and resilience. One evening, as he watched the gas giant below, Alex reflected on how far he had come. He had been abandoned, alone, and unsure of his survival. Now, he controlled a massive alien station, collaborated with an advanced alien fleet, and had proven that humans could be more than they were often assumed to be. This is just the beginning, he whispered to Lyra. The AI projected a soft blue light in response. Together, they had created something remarkable. Together, they had shown what humans could achieve. The aliens now treated humans as equals. They recognized their potential and were eager to work alongside them. Alex had not only survived, he had transformed the station into a beacon of cooperation, intelligence, and power. Humans were no longer underestimated. In the control room, Alex activated a full projection of the galaxy. Lines of energy connected planets, stations, and fleets. Humans were part of this network now. Thanks to his work. He smiled. He had taken what others abandoned and turned it into something extraordinary. Alex Harper had started as a single human, stranded and alone. Now, he was a symbol of what humanity could achieve: ingenuity, courage, and determination in the face of isolation. The station was alive, the aliens were impressed, and the galaxy was beginning to notice humans in a new way. As he looked out at the stars, he felt a deep sense of pride. Humans had been underestimated for too long. But now, thanks to a human engineer abandoned on an alien station that was about to change forever. The future was wide, bright, and full of possibilities, and Alex Harper was ready to lead the way.